Well, Julian Assange's WikiLeaks gave us a look at the documentation of the top secret Trans-Pacific Partnership long before it was officially released. The TPP, as it's known, has now been signed by trade representatives in Auckland, New Zealand. One of the largest international trade agreements in history, it encompasses 12 Pacific Rim nations, including the United States, and 40% of the world's economy, and it sparked protests around the world. RT's correspondent Manuel Rapalo has the details.
It was all cheers at a signing ceremony in Auckland, New Zealand on Thursday for the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. Now, the TPP consists of 12 countries that make up a combined 40% of the global economy. Signing of the TPP brings to an end several years of closed-door negotiations. From this point on, the trade representatives involved in the deal will have 2 years to have their countries' respective parliaments ratify the international agreement. But passage of the TPP hasn't been without opposition. Protests against the trade deal have manifested across the world over the last year. In Auckland, New Zealand, demonstrations this week closed down streets, bridges, and the city's central business district. At times, some protesters even faced clashes with police. Here in Washington, demonstrators took to the streets against what they see as a secretive international agreement that could mean a loss of more American jobs to developing countries. Others who oppose the deal feel as though the negotiations have been framed in a way that only benefits big business and not the average worker. For the U.S., even though the deal has been signed, congressional approval of the agreement won't be easy ahead of the upcoming presidential elections. President Obama has referred to the TPP as the most progressive trade deal in history, language that hasn't sat too well with a Republican-led Congress. And it's likely that the next American president will want to look over the provisions of the TPP before the ratification takes place. This means that protests against ratifying the Trans-Pacific Partnership are likely to spark up again in the coming months. Manuel Rapalo, RT, Washington.